thousands present here tonight, and the tens of thousands looking on social media, on the internet throughout the world, let's get ready to rumble! Political leader of the United National Congress, past, present, and future, Mrs. Kamla Sushila Prasad Bisesa Senior Counsel. My brothers and sisters, all members of parliament, senators, members of councils, army of the UNC, good night. It has been a while since we have been able to gather like this together, face to face, as a UNC family, to talk to each other, to share ideas and plans, and to work together to rescue and restore our beloved country. Make no doubt about it. Make no mistake, that is what this election is about. This UNC election is about selecting 18 critical persons from amongst you, from amongst your membership, to take this party into government. That is what this election is about. This is not just about the UNC. This is about the country. This is about an alternative government, the executive of the party who will hold the PNM over the fire and demand accountability and transparency and justice for you citizens. This is no joke. This is serious business, because every day people come to my office, every day begging for jobs, for food, for money to buy medicine, unable to afford surgeries, unable to send their children to school because they can't afford the transport costs, the books, the uniform, or even lunch for their children. And this is the experience every councillor here has had, every member of parliament, every religious organization and leader, every businessman, every community activist, every social worker. You know firsthand how bad things have gotten under this PNM for the last 7 years. Every single person, every one of you knows somebody who has been raped, killed, murdered, assaulted under this government. That is the state of the country we are in today. And every day, this wicked, nasty man named Coleman Burt, this spiteful Rowley, this malicious Faris, this incompetent Terrence, this arrogant small pin Stuart Young, and this useless Rohan Sinanan spend hundreds of millions of your dollars to enrich their friends, family, and financiers. This election is about that business, because when you elect us into office, you elected us to fight on your behalf, to demand justice for the infants and teenagers who continue to be raped, bullied, and assaulted because the Prime Minister's office simply don't care about people. Is that right? Is that acceptable? This election, ladies and gentlemen, is serious business. It's not just about the UNC. It is about saving the country. So when you have people who want to take over this party, who want to lead you, carrying on conversations, talking to themselves and to a hand muppet named Skerrill, and tell people to vote for somebody named Faoud, when there's nobody named Faoud going up for election, that is making a mockery of our election process. And when you have another one for the last 7 years sitting down sniping against you members, saying all kind of nastiness about the membership, that is about making a mockery of the process. Running around like chicken licking, making all kind of nasty comments. Enough of that. While we were building this party, they were busy destroying it. Ask them where they were when you and our political leader was gathering material to make hampers to feed poor people. Ask them where they were when you were gathering material to make masks, to compile packets of medical supplies for poor people. Ask them where they were. Ask them where they were up to now, just recently, when there were floods in this area here. Ask them where they were. Because this is not about post. When you are elected to this party, you are elected to serve the people. Let me make it quite clear that I have no problem with anybody else aspiring for office, you know. That's what the process is about. Aspire to office. Anybody, our constitution allows you a myriad of possibilities to serve. Lots of opportunities at the party group level, constituency executive, national executive, elected member of parliament, senator, or you can serve on the multiple standing and ad hoc committees of the party. But let's get serious, because this is serious business. If you are talking down to UNC people before you get elected, what are you going to do afterwards? Enough is enough. Because political service is about service. People forget that. People forget that. The irony is, if you listen to those same people, the parties in crisis, they will have you believe that your party is in crisis, but nothing could be further from the truth. The UNC is stronger today than it has ever been in our history. Every single day, every day, your representatives can be seen in public, in the newspaper, on TV, on radio, and on social media, calling out this government to account. Every bacchanal you have heard that this government has been involved in, and there's plenty, it's non-stop. When it's not Faris and the children, it's just like liar lying internationally. Could you believe that? They done run out of lies in the parliament. They're carrying the line internationally now. A man who should know better go on international with the lie. And as if that's bad enough. And next one, claiming that he write whole thesis something, you know. Lie, lie, lie. This party called the PNM, has the most liars from top to bottom in the country. And they're lying to you, but lie ain't cheap. Lie is not cheap. Because you are paying them. It is your money paying their salary when they lie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what this election is about. This election is about you putting 18 persons to save the country together with you, to work with you to build this party, to ensure that whenever it is called local government or general election, whenever it is called, that this government is removed and Kamla Persad-Bissessar is returned to office as the next prime minister of this country. But to do that, ladies and gentlemen, we need your vote. Take nothing for granted. You would have heard other speakers here tonight say that. Take nothing for granted. Do you know we lost the general election of 2020 because 2,500 people in 2 seats didn't come out to vote? You know that? Do you know we lost a regional corporation because less than 200 people did not come out to vote? So you see this internal election, take nothing for granted. One vote makes a difference. And if you really think that this is only about the UNC thing, you see when this government rob, you see when this government feed their friends, family and financiers, they're thieving from you. There's a man named Monilal, not Rudal, a fellow named Monilal Lalchan. He is the procurement regulator. And several years ago, he said that $5.2 billion every year is lost in this country because of what? Procurement legislation not in place. You know what procurement legislation is? That is the law that prevents people from thieving. That is the law that makes sure that contracts are legally proceeded with. That is the law that protects your interests. And this government refuses to implement it. Ask yourself why a government would not want to have a situation where your purse is protected. Ask yourself why. But let me tell you, if you're not sure, that's why they can give their friend, family and financiers contracts. You know, to make matters worse, they passed it in Parliament. Regulations came to Parliament, they passed that in Parliament too. So they bring the regulations, they defended it, they passed it in Parliament and they sit down on it. You know why they sit down on it? They give it to a man. They give it to a man, the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. They give it to him to review their own work. You buy that? This is a man who apparently don't know right from wrong. And so shameless that even when he caught in the middle of it, Even when caught with his hand literally in the cookie jar lying, he still stand up there like if nothing happened. Because the PNM believes that you will do nothing. This election, ladies and gentlemen, this election on Sunday coming is the opportunity for you to send a signal to all of Trinidad and Tobago. Let the membership of the UNC speak out. Let them show that there is hope. There is an opportunity. There is a chance for a better Trinidad and Tobago. Performance beats old talk every time. So you don't have to believe me, you know. The fact is, in the 5 years that Kamla Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister, this country developed every single place, everywhere. And in the last 7 years of the PNM, it went totally up. Where we created jobs, they take away. Where we created space, where we build the economy, they cancel it. Is that what you want, ladies and gentlemen? So this Sunday, 26th of June, make a difference. Put your X by every single star that you see. Somebody has said it before. Follow the stars. Follow the stars. And let us return Kamla Persad-Bissessar to the rightful position as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I am UNC and proud.